bloody hate you. Oh my god.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Drinks all the way round.
This is ridiculous.
There is a plot device used in some mystery fiction known as the Unreliable Narrator. In these cases, it transpires the person telling the tale may themselves be more involved than you were led to believe, and they may not have been telling you the whole story. Here at Highly Suspect HQ, we've taken this tried and tested concept of the Unreliable Narrator and made a stupid game out of it. Our murderer-in-chief will record himself telling a short murder mystery tale, which, like all of our mysteries, is 100% solvable with the information provided. This will be sent to one of our elite team of regular suspects, who is only allowed to watch it once. They will then record themselves trying to recount the same story to the best of their memory, before sending their version to another highly suspect individual, who will do the same. This chain will continue until everyone in the team has retold the tale, at which point we'll watch it back together and see if anyone has been able to solve the mystery told by a string of unreliable narrators. And even if they haven't, the result should be, well, highly suspect. Miss Maypole, amateur sleuth and perennial pragmatist here, to tell you about the time I had to get my nephew, Lee Cure, off a misplaced murder charge. This is the case of the anonymous alcoholic assassin. Jean Antonick was an uncompromising and unlikable wealthy young upstart, famous for her 24-hour binging sessions at the Double Entendre cocktail bar. You just go in and ask them to give you one. On the 24th of May 1992, she attended this very establishment with two friends, fellow socialite and professional coattail hanger-oner Sherry Decanter, and flamboyant fashion designer Tito Tao. 90 minutes later, Jean Antonick was dead, having seemingly been poisoned. My dear nephew was the waiter, and suspicion naturally fell upon him. When the trio arrived, they were deep in debate about Jean imminently moving to America, something the other two seemed dead set against. Tito ordered a coffee with cream, while Sherry asked to share an iced pitcher of About Time 2, a house speciality that comprises of thyme-infused vodka, fresh cantaloupe, fresh lemon juice, and agave syrup. After delivering the order to the bar, my nephew went to serve Ken Tucky Bourbon, an obnoxious American prude who was complaining about the noise of the trio. He was silenced with a complimentary whiskey. Once the drinks were prepared, my nephew brought them to their table and poured from the pitcher himself. Sherry practically downed her first glass before he left the table, not unusual as she can neck a drink faster than a giraffe. Tito then requested some honey for his coffee. Almost an hour later, Jean Antonick dropped to the ground, stone dead. CCTV footage showed no one else had come to the table. The group ordered and consumed nothing else, and at no stage was anyone observed to have added or mixed anything into the drinks. On the table at the time of death was one pitcher of cocktail, quarter full, one wine glass, half full, one wine glass full, one coffee pot empty, one milk jug half full, one honey pot two-thirds full, and one cup of coffee empty. Forensic investigation revealed the pitcher and both glasses were laden with arsenic. The barman, Alcohol, was clearly involved, but was unwilling to give up his accomplice, the mastermind of the whole affair. The suspects were my nephew, though it clearly wasn't him, Tito Tal, who was aggrieved Jean declined to model for his fashion house, Sherry Decanter, who argued that without Jean she was just an insignificant nobody, and Ken Tucky Bourbon, who clarified he didn't have the faintest idea who the trio were. Fortunately, it was obvious who really wanted tequila.
Hello, Miss Maypole here, professional pragmatist and famous amateur sleuth, here to tell you about the time I had to get my nephew, Lee Cure, off a misplaced murder charge. This is the tale of the alcoholic assassin. There was another word beginning with A. The alcoholic assassin. Jean Antonick was a frequent socialite and famous individual known for her 24-hour binge sessions at the Double Entendre bar, famous for going in and just asking them to give you one. On the 22nd of May, 1992, she attended the said venue with her two other friends. There was another socialite, Sherry Decanter, and famous flamboyant fashion designer, T-Top Toe. God. I'm going to call it T-Top, or T-Top, one of them. It's one of them, T-Top Toe, famous fashion designer. They attended said venue, where they arrived, and within 90 minutes, Jean and Tonic was found dead, apparently poisoned. Now, suspicion immediately went to my nephew, Lee, as he was the waiter for the evening. When he arrived and took their order, T-Top ordered a coffee with cream, and Sherry asked to share a pitcher of an iced pitcher of About Time 2, which was a house favorite, which contained thyme vodka, fresh lemons, fresh cantaloupe, and some kind of syrup. Can't remember the name of the syrup. After taking the order, my nephew went to go serve a drink to prude American Kentucky Bourbon, who was complaining about the noise that the trio were making. He was quite quickly silenced by a complimentary whiskey. When Lee took the pitcher and the coffee to the table, Sherry downed the whole. When he took the pitcher and the coffee to the table and poured them into individual glasses for the two, Sherry downed her drink instantly before Lee even managed to leave the table, which was quite common because she could apparently drink faster than a giraffe. T-Top instantly asked for a small little some honey to soothe his throat. Yes, some honey to soothe his throat. And in 90 minutes, and then later on, suddenly, dead. Jean and Tonic had died. Now, the barman, alcoholic, was obviously suspected to be involved, but was suspected to be some kind of third party, but there'll be another suspect. Lee, obviously as the one serving the drinks, was seen as a suspect as well. Sherry said that she was absolutely nothing without Jean, and couldn't risk losing her. T-Tac-Toe had originally denied Jean of being on his fashion show, so that was upsetting. And Kentucky Bourbon was also a suspect, but it was unclear how he could possibly get to the table. You see, it was clear from CCTV footage that nobody went anywhere near the table other than the three and the waiter who served the drinks. On the table was a half-full pitcher, 2 glasses, 1 half full, 1 full, an empty coffee pot, a half-full drink of coffee, half a bottle of milk was also full, and a half tub of honey. And that's it. That's everything. That's all that I'm aware of. And apparently, from all that information, it's rather obvious who wanted tequila. I bloody hate you. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was so hard.
Hello everybody, I am Miss Maypole, and I'm here to tell you about the time that I got my nephew Leek Turn, I don't know how bad is a pun, but Leek Turn, off on a murder charge in what I like to call the case of the alcoholic assassin. A while ago, can't remember how long, my nephew Leek was working in a fancy bar, called the Snifter's Lip, as a waiter. And on this day, the alcoholic, I think it was alcoholic, Jean and Tonic came for a little snifter with her 2 best friends, Sherry Trifle and he said T-Top, I think T-Total and T-Total. I don't think that's a pun. Anyway, the ladies were sat on a table and they all ordered drinks from my nephew, Lee Turn, who was the barman, and Jean and Tonic ordered a pitcher of a cocktail, which had vodka and cranberries and a lemon in slice and a syrup in it, a cranberry syrup. And then Sherry ordered a coffee with Baileys, and Teetotal ordered just some honey for her throat because she had a bad throat. And so he went to get the drinks, and he got them made up by the barman, who was alcoholic. And there was also Ken sitting nearby with Mr. Ken Tucky Bourbon, a American businessman who was in town and who complained about how loud the ladies were being with their woohoo drinks all right round. Can-do attitude. Anyway, Lee brought over the drinks to them. The pitcher for Jean, and he brought 2 glasses, so maybe 2 of them drunk it, possibly. And Sherry got her coffee, which was Bailey's added, and then there was some glasses of ice cubes, and then some honey for tea. And then he poured them all a drink, and before he even left the table, Jean had downed her straight away because, like I say, she was alcoholic, so then he probably refilled it and left, and the others supped their drinks merrily. And within 90 minutes of that, she was dead. Jean, that is. Jean was dead. And nobody knows how it was done. The CCTV footage of the bar showed that no one approached the table, apart from the 3 ladies and my nephew, Lee Turn, and Ken, we don't know how he could have got there, even though he was a suspect, and so it's all very suspicious. But I solved it, and when they... and later on when they went back to the table, all that was left on the table from the crime scene was 2 empty glasses. No, an empty pitcher, 1 half a glass, 1 empty glass, and a full glass. It's a combination of those. Half of a glass of coffee, and half a pot of the honey. Everything that was all on the table. But obviously, I solved it, and I knew who tequila'd. Oh, God almighty. Good luck. Sorry.
It's rather warm, isn't it? Yes. Hello there, dearies. This is Miss Maypole here, and I'm here to talk to you about the murder that happened. And I got my nephew, Lee Turn, of the charge of murder of my friends, Gin and Tonic, and Sherry Trifle, and Teetotal were all at the bar called the Snifter's Lip, and they were having an afternoon drink. Oh, yes. There were some other people there, and obviously my nephew was there. He was serving the drinks, and his boss, the barman, he was there, a man called Al, alcoholic, and there was a businessman there, and he was rather rambunctious and buying everyone drinks like there was no tomorrow. This is ridiculous. Yes, and he was being rather loud at the bar and buying everyone drinks, and my friends ordered some drinks, and one of them died. I don't know which one, but never mind, one of them did anyway. But Gin and Tonic ordered a pitcher of gin and tonic, surprisingly, and her friend Sherry Trifle ordered a coffee with some Baileys in it. Oh, that was rather nice, wasn't it? And Teetotal, rather predictably, just ordered some honey because she had a bit of a sore throat. And my nephew went over with the drinks, put them down, and there was some glasses with some ice. Of course, you can't have gin and tonic without an ice. And there was some sort of cocktail. I think gin Ginny had a cocktail, I think, with some orange juice and vodka and cranberry juice, I think, with some cranberry syrup. I don't think she had a gin and tonic at all. I think that's her name. Anyway, I digress. What happened was that 90 minutes went by, and suddenly one of them was dead. How awful. And all that was left at the table, the snifter's lip, where my nephew was there, was a half glass of water, I think, an empty glass, and a half of the honey from tea, and I think half the pitcher was there too. And apparently I solved it. God knows how, but I did. I mean, one of the suspects was the guy at the bar who was buying everyone drinks, but no one actually saw him go to the table. The other suspect was the barman, of course, because he prepared the drinks. And who knows who did it? But apparently, I solved it. Who knows how I did it? Perhaps you can figure it out. I bloody well can't. Anyway, cheers. Good luck. I'll go get the bloody thing off now.
Hello! It's Miss Maypole here. Oh, it's so lovely to see you here. I just thought I'd pop on and tell you about a little case that I was privy to. Yes, it was a very, very disturbing case that my nephew, Lee Paul, who was a barman at the Snifter's Lip, was a part of. I was called along to try and help solve the case. Now, a couple of people that were there. There was a chap at the bar, alcoholic. Now, I'm not quite sure if he was the owner or... be quiet! I'm not quite sure if it was the owner or... excuse my talk, it's just terrible. Just be quiet! Yes. My goodness me, honestly, dogs, who'd have them? Anyway, I'm going to carry on because I'll lose my track. You know how it happens when you get to a certain age. So yes, for goodness sake, said the doorbell again. My nephew, Lee Paulson. I'm sure that's not his name, but I only heard it once, so you have to sort of. I always call him my nephew, really, and never really call him by his name. He basically served a table of a good friends of mine. There was gin and tonic. That was her name, not the drink she was drinking, dear. And then there was sherry trifle, and then there was tea total. Yes, there were 3 people there. Yes. And during which the evening, one of them died. Now, for some peculiar reason, I cannot remember what one, but I'm going to say that gin and tonic died. Because that's what my memory serves, I think, if I can remember the case correctly. Now, teetotal, let's go in this order, had some honey. Yes, my nephew served her some honey. They're all going to be girls because I'm not friends with boys because their boys smell. Yes, so she had some honey, and my friend Gin and Tonic had a cocktail. Yes, excuse me, itchy nose. She had a cocktail that had cranberry, orange, vodka in it. Yes, I think it was a picture she ordered, a big picture of stuff, and then sherry trifle. I do think that she might have shared the picture, or had a gin and tonic. I think she might have shared the picture. Okay, and when the police turned up to find gin and tonic, hopefully. Deceased, demised, dead, on the floor. All they could see on the table was half of the honey that my nephew had taken over, and there was half a glass of water there. And I think there was an empty glass and the pitcher, but I wasn't quite sure how much liquid was in the pitcher. So there you have it. The chap, alcoholic, he was a bit of a brash man, very rambunctious, shouting a lot, and he was at the bar at this time, so yes. So there you go, that was the murder, in the snifter's lip. I wonder if you could solve it, because I certainly can't. Well, there you go. Ta-ta!
Hello, Miss Maypole here, and I just thought I'd pop on to tell you all about a little case that I was privy to a little while ago, and it actually happened to my nephew, Lee Paulson, which doesn't sound quite right, but it's what we had, so we'll go with it. Lee Paulson was my nephew, and he works at a pub called the Snifter's Lip. He was a barman there. And this happened to him one evening. There were a few customers in that night. There was a man at the bar named Alcoholic. He was quite a rambunctious man. Liked a good drink. He was not oft sober. And then at one of the tables there were three friends. There was sherry trifle, gin and tonic, and a third one called Teetotal, or D-total. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, my nephew Lee took over a tray of drinks for them. D-total had just a glass of honey, which is odd. Who does that? But that's apparently what she had, was a glass of honey. And then gin and tonic and sherry trifle shared we believed it was a pitcher of cocktail, and the cocktail contained orange juice, cranberry juice, and vodka. And then one of them died, and we thought it was gin and tonic, but we weren't sure. And whilst he was waiting for the police to arrive, my nephew Lee went back over to the table, and all that was there was half of the glass of honey, half a glass of water, an empty glass, and the pitcher that the cocktail had been in, but we frankly had no idea how much, if any, of the cocktail was left in the pitcher. And we think, did I say that we thought it was gin and tonic that died? Did I don't remember saying that. If I didn't, we thought it was gin and tonic that died. But again, we weren't entirely sure. And all this time, Alcoholic was just at the bar, having a merry old time. And apparently, the police arrived and were able to solve it. Which I don't understand. But there we go. Best of luck to you, Miss Maypole. Signing out.
Hello, Miss Maypole here, and amateur sleuth extraordinaire, and I want to tell you the story of a terrible thing that happened to my nephew. My nephew called, unfunnily, Lee Paulson. And he used to work, you see, as a bartender. A bartender in the Snifter's Lip, which was an old watering hole around. And one day, a terrible thing happened. There were 3 friends, all drinking at the bar that day. There was also another gentleman who was sitting further along in the bar, who was not known to any of them, called Alcoholic. He appears to play no further part in the story, and therefore I shall not mention him again. But those 3 friends who my nephew served drinks to, yes, now they were called, there was Gin and Tonic. There was also Sherry Decanter, and finally their teetotal friend Teetotal. Teetotaler? Teetotal. Anyway, he was foreign, probably. And they all ordered drinks which my nephew brought to them. Now, the teetotaler had, strangely enough, a glass of honey. Now, this is an odd drink, but it's not alcoholic, so he's clearly onto a winner there. The other 2, Jean and Sherry, they had a cocktail. Yes, lovely cocktail with orange juice and cranberry juice and vodka, which is very important for a cocktail. So everyone was having a lovely time. And then one of them died. It was either Jean or Sherry. The police have not yet quite worked out which one, but one of them died, possibly through drinking the cocktail, but the other one didn't die. And then you had Teetotal, who didn't die either. There's not much more information that has been passed on to me, but the police were able to solve it thanks to the fact that left on the table there was a glass of water, there was a picture of the half-finished cocktail, and there was an empty glass as well. Apparently, oh dear, my robe is slipping. Apparently this was vital to the police investigation, and that allowed them to solve it. Forthwith. However, I guarantee you, I had no such luck. The spirits were not kind. So, well done, the police, and more fool us. Goodbye from Miss Maypole. Goodbye.